Hey guys, it's Tony here at Game Freak Blog again, just bringing you another video, and this is the first in a weekly series that I'm going to be doing, which is simply called the Tuesday Rant, and it's going to be me looking at a few news articles, a few rumours, a few little tidbits that are flying around the internet. I'm going to give my thoughts on them, and I want to hear your feedback too. So this is the very first episode. This is being brought to you with the delightful game Halo Reach, which you can see playing on the screen at the moment. There's a reason that I'm using the Halo footage. It's to tie in with the very first bit of kind of news that is going around at the Mo. I found this out on Twitter, and it basically ties in with Halo 4. Now, we all saw the Halo 4 footage that was going around at E3. It looked absolutely stunning for a Halo game. The best looking Halo game by a country mile. The game is going to be released on November the 6th of this year. It's highly anticipated. I'm going to be getting it on day one. I cannot wait to get my grubby mitts on it. But there was a surprising bit of news that was actually came out on the Xbox.com website, and some gaming sites have been covering that so far, which is essentially down to there being an mandatory I believe it's mandatory install for Halo 4. Now, basically, this install is going to be huge. It's a colossal 8 gig install, and it's basically there to play the multiplayer part of the game. Now, I'm going to put all of the links for all of this news down in the video description, so please go down there and click on them just so you can see that I'm not actually making any of this up. But I'm going to quote directly from the website here. The article is titled "Optimizing Your Multiplayer and Campaign Mode Experiences in Halo 4. At a minimum, you will need at least an 8 gig USB flash drive or an Xbox 360 hard drive to play multiplayer mode in Halo 4. For an optimal experience, playing with an Xbox 360 hard drive is highly recommended. For Xbox 360 4 gig arcade and core consoles, the Xbox 360 hard drive is sold separately." So basically what they're saying there is to get to play multiplayer mode, you have got to install 8 gig onto your hard drive. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be a problem for anybody like me who's got like the largest hard drive that you can get for the 360. And I'm sure there are quite a few people out there as well that kind of saw this news and thought it's not going to be a problem for me. My hard drive is massive. I can cope on it. And again, it's not the first game that's done it. We can't go beating down on Halo. You know, Rage had a colossal install. I think the Rage install for the PS3 was 8 gig as well. And I think it could have been up to something like 22 gig on the 360 if you put all 3 discs in there, but you could chop that down to smaller little chunks to kind of like install to make the game run properly. But it is going to be quite a bit of a problem if you're not the biggest hardcore gamer out there. You know, if you're just a casual gamer, you've just got a 4 gig console, you only play, you know, such games as Halo and Call of Duty, that 4 gig console is perfectly fine for you. Then instantaneously you've got to then go out and either buy a new hard drive, a bigger hard drive so you can install the game, or you have to go out and buy the very bare minimum of a 8 gig memory stick, 8 gig flash drive. And I mean, you can get the 8 gig flash drives for pretty much next to nothing these days. I mean, I'm sure I've seen them in town for about £10, £15, something like that. But it is still kind of like a problem, and I mean, I'm assuming that it has something to do with the DVD disc size. I mean, as at least the last year has gone by, we have seen lots of games released on the 360 on multiple discs. You know, Battlefield had the single player on one disc and the multiplayer on another, and it also had the install for the high-res textures. Mass Effect has always come on multiple discs, games like Lost Odyssey, and for things like that, you know, it can be done on multiple discs. So I'm just wondering what's going to be happening with Halo 4. Is it just coming out on a single disc, or is it going to have 2 discs, one for the campaign, one for the multiplayer, with that big hefty 8 gig install coming with it? 343 Industries haven't really come out and clarified anything about this yet. So, you know, the kind of jury is out there as to what this is regarding. I mean, there's no doubt it looks like an absolutely amazing, it's a beautiful looking game. It looks absolutely fantastic. But this 8 gig install could be a bit of a challenge for some people, because they're going to have to go out and get an extra USB stick. They're going to have to get a new hard drive, which essentially pushes the price of the game up beyond the £40 retail or whatever it is that it's going to be game. Now, they said, I read a little bit on the Computer and Video Games website where they were essentially saying that it's possible that with the recently revealed Spartan Ops campaign, that might be a reason that you need this 8 gig install, because the Spartan Ops campaign is going to feature 12 hours of different missions, you know, over each DLC release that comes out, and there's going to be 50 missions included in those, and the missions are going to be, you know, you might have to drop into a base, run down, secure this bit of hardware, carry this hardware back to a drop-off zone, hold that drop-off zone for maybe 5 minutes until a dropship can come down and pick you up, and that will be one Spartan Ops mission. And of course, with all of this coming down, if that's nothing to do with the 8 gig if you need the 8 gig install just to play multiplayer, you're also going to need a hefty chunk of memory to be able to download all of these Spartan Ops missions. I mean, if we're talking 12 hours worth of missions, and there's 50 missions, you know, that's going to be a hell of a lot of memory taking up there. Excuse me. So I don't know what this is. I don't know whether this is just down to the limitations of the DVD format. I mean, from that leaked bit of Xbox 720 or Xbox Infinity briefing that we all kind of saw before it was taken off by Microsoft, you know, it was hinting that they were going the Blu-ray route with the next console. So, I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that's a good thing? I mean, I know it's hard to comment when there's not really been that much move about it, but just taking the news as it is, that it's going to be an 8 gig mandatory install to play multiplayer on Halo Reach. Does that piss you off? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Are you ambivalent? Are you not bothered either way? That's the first bit of news. The second bit of news, which is two games that I'm going to more or less tie in together, and this ties down with a subject that is starting to kind of worry me about the way that the state of gaming is going at the minute, and that is the whole free-to-play aspect of gaming. Now, free-to-play gaming has been around for a while now. It's very, very big on the PC, but it's just starting to kind of leech its way in slowly into consoles. We had the news recently that Crytek, after their current projects, they're going to be going free-to-play only. They're just going to be making free-to-play games. They're going to release Game X that comes out, and the way that they're going to be making money back from this is from microtransactions. And the news has just come out today that Activision has announced Call of Duty Online, which they are teaming up with a Chinese internet company called Tencent. Now, apparently, this has been in development in Activision for the past 2 years, and it's going to be exclusively released in China. But what it boils down to is there's going to be an online Call of Duty game. It's going to be taking game modes from all of the past Call of Duty titles. So you're going to be getting game modes from Black Ops, from all of the Modern Warfares, from World at War. They're basically going to take all of the best bits or the different game modes and the different maps from those games and chucking it online. And it's going to be completely free to play. You can go on, you can start, you can play the game. Now, the game, the way they're going to be making money is through the sales of in-game items. So you've got the different weapons, your different perks, all the different gear that you can equip. It's apparently got like an original story as well, which is based on like special ops missions, but it is essentially going to be online only. And so that was the news about Call of Duty, and I could smell that coming from a way away. I mean, the hints that have been coming around with Bobby Kotick, he's been basically kind of, you know, getting towards that. And a quote here from Bobby Kotick saying, Tencent is an ideal partner for Activision to bring Call of Duty Online to China. Tencent has a terrific track record of customer-focused innovation and deep market knowledge that will be invaluable to Activision as we build great games in China. Now, I actually think it's going to be invaluable to Activision because it's a testing ground for them. They can kind of test this kind of free-to-play Call of Duty system over there, and we'll pretty much be none the wiser for it. You know, unless you're actually going to be going to China and playing these games and seeing how it all works, you're not going to know anything. I don't think any of the mainstream press are going to be covering this, and I do actually think, I don't mean to get all tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist here, but I actually think that this is a way of Activision actually testing the water to see if how much money they're going to be making from a free-to-play monetized version of Call of Duty. And don't think that this isn't going to happen. Don't sit here and think to yourself, oh, this has never happened, it's a pipe dream, because it's starting to happen already. We are already starting to get these little things diving into our games over here. Yeah, it's already starting to happen, and really you need to know this. MVC, I believe the article came out today, as basically came out with an article which was a 2011 stockholder meeting, which with EA, and the EA CEO John Riccatello was there, and he was basically giving a talk about the way that they're going with the FIFA, the way that they're going with online products, the way that they can get monetization in from DLC. And one quote here was actually quite worrying, and this is a direct quote. As I said, I'm going to click it down in the video description so you can read this for yourself. So I quote, this is from John Riccatello. It says, when you are 6 hours into playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo in your clip and we ask you for $1 to reload, you're not really price sensitive at that point in time. So essentially what ends up happening, and the reason the play first pay later model works nicely, is a consumer gets engaged in a property. They may spend 10, 20, 30, 50 hours in a game, and then when they're deep into a game, they're well invested in it. At that point in time, commitment can be pretty high. It's a great model and represents a substantially better future for the industry. Now, I can say hands down, if that is a better future for the industry, that will be the time that I bow out of gaming. That will be the time that I just quit and I just go to play retro games forever. I will never, ever buy into that system of playing. Yeah, I will never buy into it. He's essentially saying, you know, if they will give you a game extra free. Let's say if it's Battlefield 5, they will give you Battlefield 5. It's going to be completely and utterly free to play. You will get a starting bit of kit. Yeah, you'll get your gun, you'll get a secondary weapon, and that'll be it. They'll stick you out in the battlefield, you'll be running around. And then, you know, after you'll get so much content for free, it will really draw you into the game. And then at a certain point, you will be offered the opportunity of buying this for a certain upgrade or buying this and that. And what he's saying is, because you've played so much and you're enjoying the game so much, you essentially won't be able to refuse. You won't be able to refuse the option if it drops down. It says, oh, you know, buy this Spec Ops pack because it'll help you out taking down these enemies or taking down this chopper. Buy a Stinger rocket launcher for £2. By the time you've played so much and you're really invested in the game, you'll just go, oh, it's only £2. It's only £2. Why not? And then you'll just buy it, and then they've kind of like got you. Now, if you imagine tens of thousands of gamers just doing that all of the time, excuse me, they could make a hell of a lot of money. And you know, I'm going to put the transcript down in the video description. You should really read it all, because some of the stuff in there is pretty scary. And again, you might be sitting here thinking to yourself, oh well, you know, this isn't going to happen, it's just a dream, this is miles away, this is this, that and the other. It's already happening now. It's happening in Mass Effect 3. For anyone who's played Mass Effect 3, you know, you can go and you can play the multiplayer sides of the game, you can go and you can level up and you can get your money from the in-game that you earn, and then you can take that money to go and buy a Spectre pack, go and buy the premium Spectre pack. It will give you a new weapon, new armor abilities, new ammunition abilities. But if you haven't got that much money and you're running around in a game and, you know, it's the N7 weekend, this actually happened to me the weekend before last. We was playing through the last N7 challenge where you had to, the squad goal was get out with a Vorcha, a Krogan and a Batarian. And we were talking in the lobby. I didn't have any of those because I haven't played it enough. And there was a guy in there just saying, oh, we need one more person to join who's got a Krogan. And we were talking about how I haven't unlocked these characters yet, and this guy was like saying to me that he was basically so desperate for these characters, he just went and bought them from the store. Because if you don't know, if you haven't played Mass Effect multiplayer, you can unlock these Spectre packs or the recruit packs with the in-game money that you earn, but there's also the option there just to buy them with your Microsoft points. You can just go, and this guy was like saying he was so he'd played so many games and he didn't get this character that he just ended up thinking, oh sod it, and he just bought 3 of these packs in a row. It must have cost him like £8 or £9 to get these packs, and that's it. That's how they get you. They get you so invested in the game, and they drip feed these characters out that you just think to yourself, oh, if I just buy a pack, maybe it's the whole trading card syndrome. You know, when you were a little kid and you went out and you got the trading cards, you had maybe 90% of a complete set of trading cards, but you would still go out and buy pack after pack after pack after pack of trading cards. You'd end up with a pile of swaps bigger than your actual real collection, because the temptation was, you always thought, I will get that next card in this next pack, you know, oh, out of these 2 packs I'm bound to get one more sticker that I need. And this is the exact mentality that they're going to with this free to play system. You know, they're just going to bring you into this game and they're just going to tease you with all of these little unlocks, and by the end of it you'll end up spending £30–40 on these little insignificant things. What happened to just releasing a game? What happened to just releasing a full game, a full product? I don't mind the odd bit of DLC, I don't mind the odd little map pack, but what happened was just being proud of being a part of a development team. When you've worked 2 or 3 years on a game, you actually get that game out into retail, and that's it, it's there, and people are going out and enjoying it. What happened to that? What you're going to have with this free-to-play system is you're going to have essentially an unfinished game chucked out, because they can just keep updating it and updating it as many times as they want. You're just going to have an unfinished game that's going to play like shit because it's just chucked out there for free. No one's really going to have any passion in it, and you're just going to end up, it's just going to be micromanaged. So can you imagine with the online Call of Duty, you know, you're running around, you rack up about 10 kills, you get the option to call in a support package. You know, you press right on your D-pad for that support package and it clicks up with a little menu on the screen. Just give us £1 and you can call in this air package. Just give us £1, and because you've had that kill streak, you go, oh, it's only £1, go on, why not, bang, and there they've got you. They've got you at that moment, and then it'll be the next time. Get this, oh, to take down this helicopter. Click now to have the Stinger missile airdrop drop in. Oh no! Oh, okay, there you go. There's my £1. I think it's extremely, extremely dangerous. And if that is the future, you know, we've had EA also announce that they're looking at going 100% digital distribution. 100% digital distribution. Nothing in the shops. You've just got to go and buy them. And I know Steam works well. I know, you know, when it's done right, the online system can work well. But basically, you're getting to a point where you're not going to own a product. Everything's just going to be free to play, but you're just paying through the nose, little drip feed payments every 2 minutes just to kind of play the game. And if that's the future, I want nothing to do with it. So guys, it's been a long rant, but what do you think about that? What do you think about the free-to-play gaming system? Can you see no problem in it whatsoever? What's the positives that you think about the free-to-play games? Do you think there is an actual positive, or do you think, like me, that it's just going to be the complete end of gaming as we know it? I would love to hear your thoughts, so please, if it's regarding the 8 gig install of Halo, if it's regarding Call of Duty going free to play, if it's regarding the microtransactions in Battlefield, what are your thoughts? Do you think this is good, this is bad? Am I just ranting? I want to hear from you. So guys, it's Tony from Game Freak Blog for the Tuesday rant. Thanks for tuning in and listening to me throw out a few thoughts out there, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye.